Hey, Steelers Nation. We are back to dive deep into everything happening with our Pittsburgh Steelers as they continue their march through the season. There's so much to unpack right now. And honestly, this team has been delivering a mix of surprises, intensity, and pure football drama that keeps every fan on the edge of their seat. Looking at the standings, the Steelers are holding strong at 9-6, sitting comfortably at the top of the AFC North, and the playoff picture is within reach. Their position is not by accident, and a lot of that credit has to go to one person who too often doesn't get the recognition they deserve. I want to take a moment to shine a light on that, because sometimes it is necessary to give credit where it is due, even if the acknowledgement comes a little late. Reflecting on the season, it is hard not to think about the growth and adaptability the team has shown, especially after a turbulent start in some of their previous campaigns. I have to admit, there were moments last year where I questioned the direction of this franchise and even openly suggested that it might be time for a major shakeup in leadership. My thoughts then, and even now, remain nuanced. The reasoning was never about doubting the talent on the roster, the athletes themselves, or the organizational structure as a whole. It was about the influence and the decisions coming from the top, the approach to the game, and the way the coaching staff interacts with both players and strategy. Leadership matters profoundly in football, and it shapes the culture of the team in ways that ripple through every practice, every game, and every locker room conversation. Now, while those critical perspectives remain in my mind, the Steelers have demonstrated something remarkable this season. They have faced challenges, including injuries to key players, public scrutiny, and intense opponents, and yet they have found ways to adapt, execute, and win. The past few weeks are a prime example. After that tough game in Buffalo that left fans questioning the team's future and even the head coach's decisions, the Steelers showed an immediate and impressive response. Traveling to Baltimore, they faced a divisional rival, a team that is always physical and always competitive. Some might call it an ugly game, but if you have watched Pittsburgh-Baltimore clashes over the years, you know there's no such thing as a clean, easy contest between these two teams. It is a battle, a chess match, a test of endurance and mental toughness. In that environment, the Steelers emerged victorious, showing resilience and discipline. Coming off that game, they had a crucial matchup against the Miami Dolphins, a team that was riding a winning streak and coming in with momentum. The Dolphins were aggressive, physical, and looking to extend their streak, but the Steelers were prepared. Pittsburgh responded with a combination of toughness and strategy, ultimately controlling the game and securing a 33-5 victory. Every aspect of that contest reflected careful preparation, from the defensive schemes to the offensive execution. The players were positioned to succeed, the coaches had a plan, and the result was an emphatic win that resonated far beyond the scoreboard. Then came Detroit, a matchup many thought could present problems due to injuries to key defensive players, specifically T.J. Watt and Nick Herbig. These absences had the potential to destabilize the defense, but the coaching staff, led by the head coach, approached the game with ingenuity. Instead of relying on their usual strengths, the team adapted, focusing on exploiting weaknesses in the opposing offensive line. The defensive plan was deliberate and precise, emphasizing interior pressure and strategic positioning that maximized the talent on the field. It was a reminder that football, at this level, is as much about thinking as it is about physical execution. The Steelers didn't just play Detroit, they outthought them. Every adjustment, every call, every player movement was intentional, aimed at disrupting the rhythm and exploiting openings. The Lions, a team known for its high-powered offense, were schemed out of the game. It was not just a victory, it was a demonstration of disciplined, smart football. Watching that game, it became clear that the Steelers were no longer merely relying on individual talent to carry them through. The coaching, planning, and situational awareness were as impactful as any player performance. From the interior pass rush to the adjustments on offense, the strategy was precise and executed flawlessly. The contributions from players who may not have always been in the spotlight were significant, showcasing depth and versatility across the roster. Keanu Benton, Alex Highsmith, and others made plays that would not have been expected just weeks earlier, reflecting the effectiveness of planning and the adaptability of the team. This approach, this focus on active coaching, is what makes the Steelers stand out. In a league where passive adherence to tradition or reliance solely on star power often falls short, Pittsburgh has demonstrated a willingness to innovate and adapt under pressure. The games against Buffalo, Baltimore, Miami, and Detroit are evidence that the team thrives when challenges force creativity. The staff is thinking, adjusting, and optimizing in ways that maximize the strengths of the roster. Players are being utilized to their full potential, making football look seamless when the execution is precise and the plan is clear. Another aspect to consider is the way the team balances leadership with flexibility. The head coach has shown that while certain cultural aspects and practices remain steadfast, the approach to on-field competition can be fluid and dynamic. This balance between maintaining identity and evolving strategy is a hallmark of successful teams. Football at this level is never static, and those who can adapt while maintaining cohesion often find themselves ahead in tight contests. The Steelers, through the last several games, have exemplified this principle, blending tactical awareness with disciplined execution. Every single game has underscored the value of preparation, the importance of coaching insight, and the necessity of depth across the roster. The season's trajectory, while never guaranteed, shows that Pittsburgh is capable of responding to adversity with creativity and resilience. From the defensive schemes to offensive adaptations, the team has consistently displayed a level of thoughtfulness and adaptability that is crucial in the National Football League. Observing the results, one cannot ignore the influence of a coaching staff that refuses to be passive, that seeks to actively shape outcomes rather than reacting to circumstances after the fact. As the Steelers move forward, the narrative is clear. Success comes not from complacency or blind reliance on past methods, but from a willingness to confront challenges head-on, to adjust strategies, and to utilize the full breadth of talent on the roster. Players are being challenged in ways that expand their roles and maximize their impact. Every decision, from game planning to in-game adjustments, demonstrates a commitment to excellence and a recognition of the dynamic nature of the sport. It is this combination of leadership, strategy, and adaptability that has propelled the team to its current standing and positions them well as the postseason approaches. Fans, analysts, and critics alike are witnessing a transformation that is both subtle and profound. The Steelers are not just winning. They're orchestrating victories with purpose and precision. Whether it is the tactical deployment of players, the creativity in game planning, or the psychological readiness to adapt under pressure, the evidence is clear that this team is operating at a high level across every dimension. Each victory reinforces a culture of accountability and smart football, where preparation meets opportunity and strategic insight meets execution. Even in moments where key personnel are unavailable, the team has shown the ability to pivot, adjust, and capitalize on opportunities that might have seemed unlikely before. Depth players are stepping up, schemes are evolving, and the overall cohesion of the team is strengthening. The Steelers are not relying on chance. They are engineering success through preparation, adaptability, and intelligent application of football principles. In a league as competitive and unforgiving as the NFL, this is exactly what separates good teams from great ones. And Pittsburgh is demonstrating that it belongs in the conversation among the league's elite. From every angle, the narrative of this season highlights resilience, ingenuity, and strategic excellence. The Steelers are navigating challenges, responding to pressure, and achieving results that reflect a deep understanding of the game, both on and off the field. This is football at a level where thinking, planning, and execution converge, and the team is capitalizing on it with remarkable effectiveness. As we move further into this season, Steelers Nation, it is impossible to ignore the pattern that has emerged, a pattern that speaks volumes about leadership, adaptability, and the evolution of a team under pressure. Every week, the Steelers face opponents with distinct strengths, tendencies, and strategies, and yet the team consistently finds ways to adjust and dominate in ways that feel both calculated and, at times, exhilaratingly unpredictable. This is not the result of luck or isolated talent alone. It is the result of a coaching philosophy that emphasizes preparation, creativity, and a relentless drive to exploit every opportunity. The combination of thoughtful planning and player execution has become the defining feature of Pittsburgh's approach, and the recent stretch of games has only amplified that reality. The way the team has handled adversity is particularly impressive. Consider the injuries that have impacted key defensive and offensive players, including T.J. Watt and Nick Herbig. In many scenarios, losing cornerstone players can derail a team, forcing others into roles they may not be fully prepared for. Yet the Steelers have not simply survived these challenges, they have thrived under them. The coaching staff's willingness to innovate, to adjust schemes, and to empower depth players to contribute meaningfully has transformed what could have been vulnerability into strength. This strategic flexibility has allowed Pittsburgh to maintain dominance, both on the scoreboard and in the execution of plays, even against teams that might otherwise seem overwhelming on paper. Watching the defensive performance against Detroit was a textbook example of this philosophy in action. Without the usual stars at their disposal, the Steelers did not merely try to replicate past strategies. They completely reimagined their approach. The focus shifted to interior pressure, exploiting weaknesses in the offensive line, and deploying personnel in ways that capitalized on strengths that had previously been underutilized. Keanu Benton's emergence as a disruptive force in the interior, along with the coordinated efforts of other players, created a defensive scheme that overwhelmed Detroit's backfield and neutralized their offensive threats. What stands out is not just the result, the victory itself, but the precision and intelligence behind the execution. Every call, every adjustment, every player movement was part of a larger, meticulously crafted plan that left the opposition scrambling. This level of adaptability is not common in the NFL. Too often, teams rely on established formulas, expecting that consistency alone will carry them through tough matchups. Pittsburgh, however, has demonstrated that true excellence requires both discipline and creativity, an ability to anticipate, adapt, and act decisively. The offensive and defensive lines, the secondary, the skill positions, all are operating in a system that maximizes their individual talents while ensuring cohesion as a unit. This is not improvisation. It is strategic ingenuity executed at the highest level. The games against the Dolphins and Lions illustrate that when challenges arise, the Steelers do not react passively. They actively shape the outcomes. It is also important to highlight the mental aspect of this team's journey. Football, at this level, is as much a psychological battle as it is a physical one. The Steelers have faced external scrutiny, media speculation, and public debate regarding coaching decisions and player performance. Yet they have demonstrated resilience and focus, translating pressure into motivation. The leadership within the locker room, the confidence instilled by the coaching staff, and the mental toughness of the players themselves have created an environment where challenges become catalysts for growth rather than obstacles. It is a testament to the culture being fostered that even in moments of adversity, the team remains disciplined, confident, and capable of executing complex strategies under intense conditions. This brings us to the broader significance of active coaching. In a league where many teams rely heavily on star players and predictable schemes, the Steelers have illustrated the power of adaptability and intellectual engagement. Head coaching decisions, assistant coaching input, and player buy-in are all synchronized to create a system that can pivot when necessary while maintaining identity. The shift in defensive strategy against Detroit, for example, was not simply a reaction. It was an innovative application of football intelligence that leveraged every advantage available. This is the type of coaching that elevates a team beyond its raw talent, transforming potential into performance consistently. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In what could be one of the most shocking developments of the season, sources suggest that DK Metcalf may not be returning to his team anytime soon, igniting a wave of panic among fans. The star wide receiver, known for his explosive plays and physical dominance on the field, has reportedly stepped away from team activities, leaving supporters and analysts alike speculating about the implications. Fans on social media have been reacting with alarm, with threads flooded with messages ranging from disbelief to outright frustration. Some are already contemplating drastic roster moves, while others question the stability of the team's offense without one of its most dynamic weapons. The uncertainty has fueled rumors that Metcalf could be weighing options beyond his current team, sparking chatter about potential transfers and even a shocking move away from the Steelers organization. Insiders hint that the situation may involve more than just injury management or rest. Discussions of contract disputes, personal considerations, or even strategic decisions behind the scenes are swirling, though no official confirmation has been released. The speculation has created a sense of urgency among fans, who are desperate for clarity, yet are left with nothing but conjecture. Analysts point out that losing a player of Metcalf's caliber, even temporarily, would force any team to rethink its offensive strategy. His combination of size, speed, and game-changing ability is not easily replaced, and the Steelers roster would need to adapt quickly to maintain their competitive edge. Some are already questioning whether the team's current wide receiver core can fill the void or if trades and signings are imminent. While Metcalf's absence remains unconfirmed officially, the ripple effects are undeniable. Merch sales, fan engagement, and even betting lines have seen noticeable fluctuations, reflecting the uncertainty surrounding the star player. Whether this is a temporary situation or the start of a major shakeup, one thing is clear. The NFL world is watching, and the Steelers are at the center of what could be a season-defining drama. The question now is simple yet critical: when, or even if, DK Metcalf will return. Until then, speculation continues to dominate headlines, and the fear of a long-term absence keeps fans on edge, eagerly monitoring every update for a hint of what comes next. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.